guys, welcome back to my channel, Susie Jane Designs. Today's video will be really quick and easy as well. I'm super excited about this one. I've been planning this for several months now. Another common question in my house is the dishwasher clean or dirty? And I've been looking online for like a magnet or something that we can just flip around, and a few months back I happened to be at the dollar store and I saw this sign, and instantly I knew that I wanted to use this sign to make my own version of the dirty and clean dishwasher sign. So that being said, I will say that since then I've actually seen two other YouTube videos where people use this same exact sign but to make different things. And I think that's one of the best things about using dollar store products is that we all have different ideas. Sometimes it's the same concept, but we use it in different ways, and I think that's really fun. So I will actually link both of those videos in the description box below. One of them is from my DIY home, and the other one is, I think it was Aaron Williams. I'll double check. Either way, both of those videos will be down below, so you guys can check those out too and see, if you happen to pick up this sign at Dollar Tree, there are multiple ways that you can use it, whatever works best for you. That was a lot of talking, and this is probably the longest part of my video. So, anyway, I'm really excited for this project just because it's going to be awesome for my family. The real thing now will be whether or not people remember to switch it over. That's going to be the issue now. Anyway, so no more of this jibber jabber, and let's get to the project. So I started with this sign that I picked up from the dollar store, and I went ahead and removed the hanger, the twine hanger. I did cut it very close to the knot because I want to make sure that I can use it again. And then I just started by sanding off all the glitter. Now I'm going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Silver Lining, and I'm just going to cover the whole front of the sign and also the turnable pieces. Of course, once this side of the turnable piece was dry, I went ahead and flipped it over so that I could paint the other side, and I did add a second coat of the Silver Lining paint to the rest of the sign as well. Now I'm going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Elephant, which is just a dark gray color, and I'm going to go ahead and go around all of the edges and a little bit in the middle because I want to distress the sign. I did decide that I want the turnable pieces to stand out a lot more, so I went ahead and painted those black in Waverly chalk paint, and with what was left on my brush of the black paint, I went ahead and used that to distress the sign as well. I just used my printer to print out a mason jar drawing, and now I'm just marking off where the turnable piece is, and I'm just going to freehand the text on this sign. You can definitely, print something out and transfer it over or use a Cricut, but I decided for this particular one that I just wanted to freehand it. So I'm starting out by doing it in pencil. The sign is going to say the dishes are. I felt like the dishes part of my sign was too small, so I just erased it and went back over and made it a little bit bigger. Now I am flipping my paper over, and I'm using colored chalk to color in where the text is and where the mason jar is. And then I'm going over the front part of it. Once I laid it down on my sign, I'm just pressing down on those areas with my pencil pretty hard so that it'll transfer over to the sign. And of course, I made sure to do the same process for the text of my sign. Once I was done with that, I removed the paper, and now I have a slight chalk drawing on here. It's kind of hard to pick it up on the camera, but I can see it, and I'm just going over the right side of my picture first. Because I am right-handed, I want to make sure that I don't smudge any of that chalk and lose it. If you're left-handed, like my mother, you can start on the left side and you won't have to worry about that. If you have a paint pen, you can definitely fill it in with one of those. I don't have one. What I had on hand was this black furniture marker that I picked up from the dollar store, and hey, girl, it works, let me tell you. Once I got everything outlined, now I'm just going back and filling in places that needed to be thickened up or darkened, and I made sure to thicken the entire edge of the mason jar, as well as going back and filling in my letters to make them stand out just a little bit more. Once I was happy with how that looked, I did go in with my pencil again, and I started with the flippable part, and I wrote out clean. And now I am using my white chalk marker to fill that in. Again, if you have a paint marker, I would actually really recommend it, but I did not have one, so I used what I had. And then I'm just going in and adding some dots along the side of that part of the sign. Once that side of the sign was dry, I did flip it over, and now I'm writing out the word dirty. I did erase this and do it a couple of times just to make sure that it was a little more centered. Going back in with my white chalk marker and filling those in. I did make sure to go over it a couple of times just to make sure it stood out a little bit better. And then I used my sanding sponge to create some lines on the side. Now I'm taking the same twine that came with the sign and I am putting it back on, except I am putting the knots on the front because I just like how that looks. Now I wanted to make sure that this was really well protected, so I decided to go over it with Mod Podge. I would definitely recommend doing this step before you put the twine on. Also, impatience is my middle name, so I put the Mod Podge on before the flippable part was completely dry. So I did have to go over it and fix it with the black again, but I really love how this turned out. That's it for today's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell next to it so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. Until next time, I'll be seeing you. And yeah, hey, whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I want to show you guys something fun. Ready? I am actually in my pajamas still. I wanted to show you guys the fun side though, because they are, oh man, this is difficult. There we go. This is my pajamas. My Lion King pajamas. This is really how it goes. Sometimes I get dressed for you guys when I film these videos, and sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna put on a shirt and, make myself look human from the waist up. You guys don't even know what's happening. And I'm over here still super chill and comfortable in my pajama party. Enough of that. Girl, please.